Joyous rising to myself. We're getting going for the yay. Well, moving on the bicycle, bicicleta for the yay. I have managed to scrape the piles up. We're going to wood chip as much of it as possible, but then what I'm not wood chipping of the rest of it, we are going to more than likely see if we can burn to get those piles all the way down. The wood ash will assist with the topsoil that I'm creating that is free and chemical and poison free. Make sure we're strapped in. Beautiful. So I got one sock on and one sock off for one. Flip-flops are no longer comfortable to my feet in any fashion, but they are the only shoes that I have at this second, and I have some more coming shortly. But I have these logs, these pieces of lumber that I put down in the grass when it's too high, or just when I need to, when I'm making sure, because we're transmuting that NEED word, when I'm making sure that there's no fire ant nest, things like that. And so I make sure to use that to step on. And so the ones that I was stepping on, I had it on the back of the car, and I touched the car and it slipped off and hit right on my big toe, or right on my pointer toe. So I am nursing that. And the socks right now are not comfortable at all. They are toe socks, but they also are generic toe socks. They're smaller, they're shorter than my toes are. And so since there's a spot right by my toenail that is closing up and healing, it's still extremely uncomfortable to wear them. So I'm not wearing them. But I did find, and that'll be something that I create in my future, I did find some this existence is very conforming, which is fine if you choose to live in that type of perpetuation. For me, I choose to live in expansion and transmutation. So to force everyone into these generic shoes that are harmful to their being, and yes, they can make toe shoes that are steel toe to where you're not hurting yourself. They can make them to where they're more balanced for your feet to work on these concrete floors, but they refuse to sell them in stores because, well, it's easier that way. They refuse to sell toe socks unless it's a trending narrative, and that's okay. That's perpetuation for me. So when you go look for toe shoes, they're either $100 or way more expensive, and they do not fit. If a man wears a size 16, he should be able to wear a size 16, not a 15 and a half that they're calling a size 16 because the toes are rounded off. From your big toe to your back of your heel, and a centimeter before and a centimeter after is how big your foot actually is. Most folks, and even the brother that I called a brother, has a bunion because he's been wearing these working man shoes with his feet crowded into this thing. We wear these cowboy boots, feet crowded into things. Oh, women, we wear these daggum high heels to look aesthetically pleasing to some cultural norms, and they're hurting your toes. And instead of doing something that's more nurturing, like not wear them craps, which I had to start doing, then you go put on the this or the... Anyhow, we all have a bunch of helix vulguses on our feet, and it is something that's normalized and romanticized by the industry. And no more for me. So this baby the other day, this infinite being, fell off their skateboard, and they have no idea why they fell off their skateboard. There's probably about 4 reasons why, and one of them is the shoes that they were wearing. The shoes that we wear, our feet move. They have muscles, and they flex. When you take a step, your foot bends, or it bends. With the shoes that we are wearing that they sell in stores, it makes your feet incapable of moving as they naturally move. And at most points, most every person in existence in their chosen perpetuation of free will working will be like, my feet hurt. I used to, in perpetuation, live in a constant state of wishing, in a state of lack, when all I had to do was create a space where I didn't have to live as that. But I'd be like, I want to have the Bratz doll feet, to where I could just take off my feet and put a new batch of feet on because I had to work. There was times I was so far in perpetuation, eating in romanticized, disease-causing narratives, that I had so much inflammation on my body. Working on someone's concrete floors, and was incapable of not doing that because that's the life that was chosen for me in perpetuation. And it takes a long time for things to grow at times. And then most of the times it's just making a choice. And I would lay down and my feet would throb and hurt. And throb, just like a heartbeat. So imagine your heart and you holding it. Or, if you've listened to a stethoscope, just like that. But constant on the feet. And when I went to bed, and I would lay down and my feet would still hurt. I would take a bath, my feet would still be hurting because of what I was choosing. And I may have been a server. I don't even remember. I don't even care to remember because I'm creating new, nurturing, expansive narratives. And so when I make the toe socks for us, the toes are going to be longer. You are going to be able to customize them, babies, because how long my big toe is and my toes are isn't how long yours are. But there should be no reason why they're not even, I guess they could be baby-sized toes. My feet should fit in these socks naturally is what I'm stating. But everything's so generically made, and then there's definitely no toe shoes. The biggest that I've seen is size 14. And there was a child, an infinite being I was in elementary school with, that at least wore a size 15 already. And we were in 6th grade, and he was in school with me the whole time. So I'm going to create things, and I've worn a supposed size 9.5. And that was what I was taught, and how my feet were shaped because they were made to conform as a child. Children will be like, I don't care to wear these shoes. And you're up here thinking because it's some aesthetically pleasing bullcrap and you force them into those shoes. And their soul essence is telling you that they do not fit my actual feet. That you are forcing my feet into a conformative narrative that is not natural or innate to me. And now they just have these Crocs. We don't know what they're made out of. We do know what they're made out of. But all they are is seeping chemicals and its materials into our self-healing one and infinite beings. But hey, at least your toes aren't jammed into some little spot. So my actual toes are a size 11.5. And when we do it proper, they're probably, to say it's a size 12 is not an overstep. And so I'm getting my toe shoes that are a size 12 and a half. Say I'm a 9 and a half, and I used to honor and absolutely love, and I no longer honor anything external for me because its definition is dogmatic and not nurturing to me. DC shoes. They used to be so stuffed with material that they were comforting on my feet. And when I got them this last time and I had to throw them away, they were, I wear a 9 and a half and I got a size 13, and they were still, I wondered why my toes were hurting so bad at a certain point, and that's when I decided to throw them away because what? No, excuse you. Huh? And then that's when I started only wearing my flip-flops. And while they have a conformative narrative of their own, because you have to, your toe grips in a certain way in flip-flops, and there's no actual sandals that are toe sandals, and everything's so generic. You go to a store, and even if you think, oh yeah, buy these, spend $300 to get some limited edition shoes that are like the other 300 pairs of limited edition shoes that they created that force people's feet to conform, so you can, in cognitive dissonance and perpetuation, think that you're better than someone. By definition, the second definition of better speaks of dis-ease and romanticized perpetuation. Being well from injury, and well is not healed. So I choose to use specific words that are nurturing to every facet of me, and I will continue changing, shifting, growing innately with each season because I can. And so with that, my supposed 9.5s and the foster mother was like, I have shoes, because we got this hoarder tendency of stuff. Was like, I have some shoes that I can give you. And the shoes that she gave me, that were in her closet, for one, they were dry rotted. And then, for two, she ended up sending me a size 9. And if I wear a 9.5, send me a size 10. Why would you send me a smaller size in conformative, bully abusive narratives when I told you I wear a size 9.5? So I had to stop fooling with that baby because no, what? So I keep thriving, creating the realities I choose to that are nurturing to every facet of my one and infinity infinite being. And you get to create the realities you choose to. And they're like, oh my gosh, she's talking to herself. No, actually, I'm talking to my cell phone and camera